Welcome everyone to this inaugural edition excuse me, of the Texas Mindful Cooperative. Sorry, that's the Mindful Texas Cooperative. And if you bear with me while I sip my Topo Chico here. Okay, so I found that people struggle with meditation, and it's quite honestly the easiest thing to do if you're given the right guidance. And I'm not pausing for dramatic effect, I just have a dry throat. Give me a second. Okay, so I wanted to review some pointers with you guys before we go into our 10-minute meditation. Excuse me. Mindfulness is also known as Raj Yoga, which according to Guru Nanak from the Sri Guru Granth Sahib is the yoga of meditation and success. Some key points. Listen to your breath. Breathe by expanding your abdomen, also known as belly breathing. Do not hesitate to break meditation and try again later. I would say this is probably the most important point. If you catch me looking in two places, it's because I've got a high definition recording going on here. You guys are live with me, and I hope YouTube flips this image around, because the way I see it right now, this is all in reverse. It worked out earlier. I don't know. I don't know what YouTube does. We'll see what goes down. Okay, and then some tips. This was from a gentleman. I believe his name was Mike. This was in a mindfulness, well, actually where I learned mindfulness meditation, I should back up, from the wonderful folks at Kaiser. This is back in California in 2009, and I went to this session really not knowing what to expect, thinking it was going to be very complex, very intense. And what the therapist did that was hosting the session is he pretty much stayed quiet, and he had the attendees lay out how they had come to practice meditation. And so this gentleman, Mike, I remember, he just had this peaceful smile. He was an older gentleman. He had a mustache and a beard. I think, well, I want to say he was in the Navy, but I might be swapping people. Anyways, he told me with a big smile, he said, "We all come from the ocean, and one day we shall return to the ocean." So he always pictured it as your thoughts, just let them come in and let them go with the ocean wave. You know, just let the ocean take the thoughts, okay? Like the tides. Another tip, try not to judge yourself for your judgments. You may not like the feelings you experience, and that's okay. That's okay. In other words, when we practice mindfulness, we are clearing space in our minds, and with this cleared space, new thoughts come in. Those thoughts trigger feelings, and we may, it may generate an uncomfortable feeling. It may generate certain, intense emotions. It may make us want to laugh. It might make us want to cry, And if those thoughts really are gnawing at us, then don't hesitate. Get up, go outside, take a walk. You can always resume meditation later, tomorrow, it doesn't matter. And I think that really is the key behind mindfulness meditation, is there's no stress behind it. There's really no right way or wrong way. Once you pick up this sense of detachment, it'll always be with you. I personally believe that mindfulness meditation must be going on when we're inside the womb, especially when we are reaching the point of gestation or birth, right? I mean, we're this little baby pressed against our mother's womb, and it's so tight in there, yet we go with it because it's just simply part of the growth process. So in the same way, we just need to kind of go with the thoughts we're having. I don't know, maybe that got a little jumbled there, okay? As for the breathing, this is, again, these are you know, pointers, tips. You don't need to hold fast to them. Okay, this belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, it's great. Excuse me, but it's not something that you need to practice. It's not something you need to focus on. I mention it because I think that when we expand our abdomen and the breath comes in, it's simply, it's a very natural thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn down our music, okay? And we are going to get into it without further ado. Today we're just going to do a simple 10-minute meditation. I wish I had a cameraman. He could tell me camera 1, camera 2. Anyhow, we're going to do a simple meditation for 10 minutes, okay? I'm going to use my watch timer, okay? I strongly suggest going to your favorite or not so favorite big box store, spend 20 bucks and get a watch with a timer. People say, well, Raul, why can't I just use my phone? Because in the middle of your meditation, someone might call you, the phone vibrates, or even worse, depending on how you look at it, your phone runs out of battery while you're meditating and you're sitting there wondering. And one of the challenges I feel for the novice meditator is a sense of, is the time up? How do I know if the time is up? And so you want to have utmost confidence in your timer. You want to know that, okay, I'm setting this thing and it's going to go off, you know, in the time that I set it to, right? So I've already shut off my phone. Apologies to anyone that might be calling right now. And what else? For this video meditation, I'm going to leave all the lights on, but I would highly recommend that you meditate in the dark. It'll help you through that process. Excuse me. I hope I can get rid of this cough. A few more sips of my Topo Chico should do it. Okay, without further ado, let's get into our meditation. 10 minutes, starting now. Whoa. And we are back. Okay, that was a bit faster than I thought. And it appears we have lost our live feed. Thank goodness I'm recording this via the normal method. Anyways, okay. Let's see. I thought I would have some bright insight to share with you guys, but perhaps I can end with some more tips. These thoughts, like I said, they're gonna come and go. Some of them may sit with us longer than others. It really doesn't matter. I think as one meditates more often, then one starts to catch themselves stuck in a thought, and then perhaps you learn how to get out of that thought or let it go. Again though, I don't want to make these things sound like goals. This is not like really any other practice where you have milestones beyond maybe the time you can meditate. And on that subject, actually, I do want to expand on. So we did a 10-minute meditation, which is, I believe, the industry standard, if you will. But for those that have a really noisy mind or feel like 10 minutes is way too long, I say start with 5 minutes. If 5 minutes is too long, start with a minute, And if the silence is mind-numbing or overbearing, how can you say it, then put on some music in the background. Put on maybe some classical music, some Enigma, or whatever. You can rock out to Van Halen. It doesn't really matter as long as you are cultivating this practice of sitting, in one place, or lying down for that matter, and using that timing, right? I say that, I've told friends that if you're driving around, 3 songs is a good meditation period. So if a song comes on the radio or you're playing, your Spotify or CD, 1 song comes in, then a second, then a third, and that's a good amount of time. Also, 5 deep, long breaths will get you to about 30 seconds, I would say. So if you do 10 of those, that should get you to about a minute. So those are just some ways to get the practice in. Anyhow, I really enjoyed this 10-minute session. I hope to be doing this daily. Don't hold me to that. But I do believe that mindfulness is necessary for humanity to evolve and for us to really eradicate poverty, to bring about wealth for all of humanity, and let's get to the moon and beyond, right? Let's take this place to the next level, right? Especially the 956, the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas, America in general. So with that, I will close it out, and I want to thank you guys for joining me. Peace.